What if I go stronger? What if I get higher? What if I start doing things I know I will regret? I will make my own way, I will not surrender. I will do my best until I get put under. What if I go stronger? 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 What if I go
Hey guys, so today we're just gonna discuss about the patch notes because I know there's a huge buffs and nerfs in the heroes. So basically they changed the map. They changed the locations of the turtle, the lord, and the jungle creeps. So over here, they're saying that after all these changes, they will still collect our feedback and then still make changes based on our feedback. So if you guys want to know where you can give out your feedback, you can check out the forums. So they're introducing this new hero, which is Argus, and it doesn't have a skin. Remember the time when they introduced Alpha, it didn't have the skin. He didn't have the skin. So basically, I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna include his skin around after a few patches, or maybe at the end of the month or next month, and that skin might probably be a Lucky Box skin. Okay, so here's the hero buffs. For the first hero, it's Grok. So if you haven't played Grok, he feels a little bit sloppy when you use him. And now what they're doing is like they're trying to optimize how it feels, so he wouldn't be feeling sloppy or like sluggish, which is good. And then aside from that, they're doubling his ultimate damage, and they're giving an immune to him when he's near walls. And then in the next patch, they're introducing the new Akai now. So rest in peace, old Akai. So The next hero is Harley. Poker trick, base damage 140 plus skill level times 10 increase to. So what they're doing now is the poker trick now has a flat damage. And then Nana, base damage 140 plus skill level times 25 increase to 140 plus skill level times 40. AP ratio change from 1 to 0.5. So for the first skill, they basically just adjusted the ratio, and then they nerfed the ratio, and then they buffed her flat damage. And then Morph Spell, AP ratio decreased from 1.1 to 0.5. So Aurora skin Dark Knight model adjusted. It's probably a typo. And then you can see another typo, Frog Shock instead of Frost Shock. Base damage 260 plus skill level times 40 increased to 240 plus skill level times 60. AP ratio changed from 1.5 to 1.2. Again, it's basically like what they're doing to Nana. They're adjusting the skill. And then Bitter Frost. Oh, and Frost Shock is the first skill, and then Bitter Frost is the second skill. Base damage 360 plus skill level times 60 increased to 350 plus skill level times 80. Again, another adjustment. And then her ultimate, Coldness Destroy, base damage at every level increased by 100. AP ratio changed from 2 to 1.7. Basically another adjustment. And then for Kagura, we have Seimei Umbrella Open, base damage 300 plus skill level times 30 increased to base 275 plus skill level times 55. So basically it's an adjustment, but for me, I think it's honestly a buff. All these changes are honestly a buff to mages, because if you would look at the additional AP ratio times, like, you know, there's a flat damage and then there's an additional magic damage increase based on your AP items or like AP stats. So I think it's really a buff. And then we have Alice, base damage 300 plus skill level. Again, another adjustment. And then Cyclops. Looks like we have a lot here. Stardust Shock, base damage 200 plus skill level times 20 increased to 185 plus skill level times 35. AP ratio changed from 0.7 to 0.5. And then Planet's Attack, base damage 175 plus skill level times 25 increased to 170 plus skill level times 40. Then Star Power Lockdown, base damage 400 plus skill level times 100 increased to 450 plus skill level 150. AP ratio changed from 2.5 to 2. And then here we have Gord. They're reworking his passive skill, Mystic Favor, remade into every fourth consecutive attack on an enemy will deal 200 plus 2 times AP points of your magic power. So to me, I honestly think this is not necessary for Gord, because Gord is really strong in terms of dealing DPS damage. And then if they're changing his passive, it's basically changing him into a burst type mage. So let's move on to his first skill, his stun. So Mystic Projectile affects stun range increased by 15%. Basically they're just increasing the stun radius. Then Mystic Injunction, base damage 65 plus skill level, and mostly it's just AP adjustments and buffs. So Estes, the Code of Moon Elves, increase skill recharge rate by 25%. So this is his passive, like it gains his charge much faster. Although if you're like healing to your ally, your charge would be faster, but now it's 25 faster. I think it's a small buff, but then it would be useful getting those stuns, getting those slows, and then burst damage. And then carry, they misspelled carry. So carry's getting a nerf here. Phantom Step cooldown change from 6, 5.2, 4.4, 3.6 to 6.5, 6, 5.5, 5. So basically they're just nerfing the cooldown of Phantom Step by 0.5 per level. And then her ultimate will now decrease attack speed. So I think this is honestly like a buff for carry, because if you haven't played carry before, or if you haven't played carry at all, when you cast your ultimate and then you have a super high attack speed, what happens is that you wouldn't be able to move while attacking. Like, it's hard for you to move. Like, you have to stop attacking before you can move around. So I think this is honestly a good thing for carry. And then we have Hayabusa, Quad Shadow. Slightly the speed of the precast after using Quad Shadow, moving to the shadow more quickly, and then fixing the issue of being able to still cast Quad Shadow even under crowd control. So basically, they nerfed Hayabusa now. Like, one of the things that makes Hayabusa overpowered is because he can cast Quad Shadow while still under crowd control. And without having that, it's basically him not being able to do anything at all. Like, Hayabusa requires more skill now, and I think this will lead him to being removed from the permanent banned list. And then here we have Johnson, Iron Sack. The buff auto attack range increased by 50%, and rapid touch down. So Iron Sack is his. Wait, let's check.
Come on,
so Iron
Sack
is his first skill, and then rapid touch down is his ultimate. So they buffed the auto attack range. So they just basically extended his attack range when he's using his first skill. Then rapid touchdown. Max base damage 600, 900, and 1200 points of magic damage increased to 750, 1125, and 1500. max damage AP ratio changed from 1.8 to 0.25. So basically they just adjusted the ultimate. Like they increased the base damage, but then they nerfed the AP ratio. It's honestly a huge nerf if it's like 1.8 to 0.25. Like, is it a typo error that they missed out putting 1.25, or is it 0.25? So next is we have Franco. Fury Shock. So Fury Shock is his second skill. Base damage 250 plus 25 times skill level. Increase to 320 plus 30 times skill level. So basically it's just a small buff damage. Oh, and you guys can add me here. Like, this is my game ID. I will be accepting you guys because next week I'll be doing a skin giveaway. So next we have Gatot Kaka. Blast Iron Fist. Base damage 250 plus skill level times 25. Increase to 240 plus skill level times 60. And then they increased his cooldown. His overall cooldown was increased by 1. And then Unbreakable. Again, increasing his cooldown by 1. So next we have Ruby. Ruby, Let's Dance. Effect change to Ruby's basic attacks cannot lifesteal. Ruby's skill can lifesteal 125% of total gear physical attack. After every skill cast, Ruby can jump to another place, increasing physical and magical defense for a short period of time. Effect increases with level maxed out at third. So I think this is referring to her ultimate. Like each time you increase her ultimate, it increases, which is similar to Layla. Ruby starts with a 5% physical lifesteal. So Let's Dance. In order to sync backward movement distance and forward movement distance is increased. Because if you haven't played Ruby's jump, like Ruby's leap distance for backwards is much farther than her forward jumping distance. And then Balmont, a small damage buff. Base damage 50 plus skill level times 15. Increase to 55 plus skill level times 25. And then Alpha, Force Swing. Beta attack range increased by 15%. Effects optimized. So this is honestly a huge, I mean, it's not that huge, but it's big help for Alpha, because I've played Alpha recently, and what I think is Alpha instead of being the physical fighter he is, he can be like a caster fighter. Like his passive is so strong because it's true damage that if you trigger it and if you have like blue buff, you can constantly trigger that passive and you'll see that you'll be destroying enemies in no time before they can even get near to you with his first skill and then second skill. So Qilong, spear flip. So cooldown time for each level increased by 1 second. I think what they're trying to say is like they're decreasing his cooldown, or I'm not sure because you know Muntun, they keep having this typo errors and it's hard for players to understand. And then his ultimate Supreme Warrior increased movement speed change from 30%, 40%, 50% to 30%, 35%, and 40%. So overall, they nerfed this. So overall, they're nerfing Qilong here. And then Hilda, passive Blessing of Wilderness. Shield will continue indefinitely if in bushes. Attack range change from 10.75 to 8.75. So they nerf Layla's range. The only thing that makes Layla strong. And then Sun. Clones will no longer level up. Summon spirit monkeys now at the highest level. Clone stats change from 30 to 35% of Sun. So basically, this is all useless for Sun because honestly, Sun is very buggy right now. And if you're trying to play Sun, it's kinda difficult for you to play him because his clones will constantly bug. And I suggest that developers fix that first. Then map changes. So over here, battle equipment. So over here, they're introducing 5 new items. So we'll check that out here. So magic item, lightning truncheon. So its total cost is 2050. That's pretty reasonable item for like a mid-game item. Magic power plus 90 and then mana regen 30%. 30 mana regen. So if it has mana regen, I think this is honestly going to be like a starting item. Anyway, unique passive resonate. So every 6 seconds, your next damaging magical ability will proc. Maximum of 3 enemies will be hurt by 150% magic power damage. So basically, this is similar to Wind Talker, but Wind Talker is like different. This one triggers every 6 seconds, and then the damage would be 150% of your magic power. So I honestly think this will be an overpowered item for mages. Like, this would be a must buy because it really helps you wave clear. At the same time, it gives you more bursting potential. So that's 1 out of 5 items. Then the next item is Ancient Statue. So this is a defense item. 920 health, 70 HP regen, and 5% cooldown reduction. Unique passive runner. On leaving combat, movement speed will increase by 60. So it's only 1900 and it's going to be a huge help in terms of roaming because the out of combat movement speed increase is very huge. And then you have the health regen. So next are the boots. Wizard boots, 300 health, unique 40 movement speed. Then the new passive, unique passive, plunder. 50 gold will be awarded for assist. So honestly, I don't get why it's called wizard boots and why 50 gold. Why it's only 50 gold. Like, I honestly think you can get more gold in terms of like normal assist. So to me, this is a useless item. Boots of Tranquility, 20 health regen and 20 mana regen. Then you have your standard movement speed, and then HP regen effect increased by 10%. So this is much more useful compared to the other boot. I mean, Boots of Tranquility can like help you get that lane sustain that you need. I mean, if you're like just going to buy rapid boots, might as well buy this instead of having the extra 10 movement speed, because honestly this regen is a huge thing. I think we missed out one item. Hero's Ring. So Hero's Ring, I think this is basically an item recipe for Ancient Statue. So Hero's Ring, 150 max health plus 5% cooldown reduction. And then price is 450. So I think it's honestly a good starting item, because comparing to like the comparing to this Dominance Ice, like one of the item that needs to like that gives you the cooldown. It's, if I remember it correctly, it costs around 900. So you're getting half that cooldown and small amount of HP without armor. So basically that's all for the changes. Yes, I think that's basically all for the changes. And then let's just take a look at this old patch notes. So, dear players, you might be wondering that there is no difference after the update. In fact, our programmers have been trying to improve the in-app RAM management. It allows Mobile Legends to have a better performance even in low RAM. Smartphone with few app crashes, battle freeze, not lagging, etc. Isn't this great? Right now you are trying it in advanced server. This update may result in the following issues. 1. White flash while loading some interface or not being able to load on time. 2. Some interface cannot be loaded or closed correctly. 3. Other issues. These are the last things we'd like to see, but if you are affected by above issues, please contact customer service or advanced server feedback Facebook group and report the bugs. We need your help. Thanks for supporting Mobile Legends. So basically, they're improving the RAM management. Like, if you guys don't know, like, sometimes when you're playing, you're like experiencing this stuttering or like lag, but it's not. It's not because of your ping, but it's because of your phone performance. So I think this is honestly a huge improvement for them if they're developing this right now in advanced server. So before I end my stream, I'd just like to announce that I'll be doing a skin giveaway next week on Wednesday. So for those guys who haven't added me yet, add me here. This is my ID. I'll be accepting anyone who's sent a request. Anyway, thank you for watching.